I'm Natasha Baker and I'm a Paralympic dressage rider, and this is my home and my yard where I keep the horses and live. I was very fortunate to be brought up here. My mum used to ride, my granddad used to have carriage horses, so I was brought up in a horsey family. I literally walked out my front door and horses have kind of always been a part of my life, so I was very fortunate in that aspect. When I was 10, I watched the Sydney Games in 2000 and saw the Paralympic dressage riders out in Sydney and just fell in love with the sport, just the beauty of the horses dancing, and I kind of thought, well, those guys have got similar disabilities to me, and if they can do that, then there's no reason why I can't do that. And apparently as they were riding, I announced to everybody that I was going to win a Paralympic gold medal one day, and that's kind of been my dream ever since. It's been a long journey and it's blood, sweat and tears, but I've learnt so much, and I wouldn't be the rider and the person that I am today if it wasn't for that. You know, going through all of the different types of horses and finding out what works for me as a rider and what works for me disability-wise as well.
Natasha follows her dreams, believing anything is possible, and has a family and team around her who clearly agree with her.
Yeah, there's a massive team in Team Baker. My mum and dad are the most important things to me. You know, they've been so supportive to me from when I was a child, getting through my disability first and foremost, and then, you know, pushing through and coming out and spending so much time and money and effort in my passion. And then there's the home team here, Jess, my groom, and some volunteers that we have that come and muck out the horses in the morning. My owner of my horses, you know, really I spend 5 minutes in an arena, but that is something that has taken so long to get there, and so many people have been involved with me getting to those 5 minutes in the arena, and you know, I'm forever grateful to those guys.
Like all equestrians at the top of their sport, Natasha is no stranger to hard work.
A typical working day in the life of me is I normally get up at about 7 o'clock, have a bit of breakfast down the yard by about 7:45, 8 o'clock. The girls start at 8 o'clock. They're normally early, actually, they're really good. And we just crack on with the mucking out, making the feeds, doing the hay nets, all the yard duties. Obviously, because of my disability, I do struggle with some of the work, but I have my little jobs, so I'm good at making the feeds because that's a sitting down job. So we have our own little roles, and then once the yard's finished, we normally start the riding and the training. I normally ride the horses around 3 or 4 times in the school per week. I don't like them being in the school every day of the week. I don't think it's particularly good for them as horses. And they go out in the field as well. They go out in the field first thing in the morning at 8 o'clock and come in at 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So they're allowed to be horses. I don't like the fact if they're staying in the stable the whole time that they're more likely to get an injury, and I like them to see the world and be horses.
Natasha is the first to say that her sporting success is in no small way connected to her horses, particularly Cabral, whose stable name is JP.
JP's the most special horse in the world, in my opinion. I love him to pieces. It took us a while to get to know each other because he is so sensitive. I would say it took us around 18 months, although I started competing him after 6 months. It took us 18 months to really form a strong connection, and he is just the most genuine horse I think I've ever worked with. He is so caring and truly wants to do his absolute best, and he loves winning, which is also a massive advantage. He loves being up the front, strutting his stuff around the arena when he knows that he's got the gold medal or the red rosette. Yeah, he's my best friend, and yeah, nothing will ever replace him. He's just the best. Horses always amaze me, and every time I've bought a new horse, they've never been ridden by para-riders before. So it's new to them as much as it is new to me riding a different horse. But they are incredibly intelligent and they pick it up unbelievably quickly, and I think actually I found that the younger the horse is, the quicker it is to adapt them. But I think horses have got a sixth sense, and they know that my legs don't work, and so they know that they've got to look after me, but they know that they've got to work with me, and all of the horses I've been very fortunate to work with have been fantastically supportive of me and have helped me so much, and I truly believe that they know that I can't use my legs and I have got a disability, and they just work around it.
Since its inclusion in the World Equestrian Games in Kentucky in 2010, the sport of para-dressage has gone from strength to strength.
We're another equestrian sport. We do dressage. It's slightly different, but the profile of Paralympic dressage has risen so much over the last few years, and I think London proved that in 2012. It's now about the ability and not about the disability, and I think people can relate to us. Nobody in this world is perfect. Everybody has things that they find easy and find difficult. I'm really lucky that I found that one thing in my life that I love and that I can do, and to show that off to the world stage and inspire young athletes, whether they want to ride horses or whether they want to go and run a marathon or whatever they want to do, that no matter what is your disability, or even if you're able-bodied, if you come across difficulties, that there's a way around things.
Having won gold at Olympic and European level, Natasha is now setting her sights on this year's Alltech FEI World Equestrian Games in Normandy.
It'll actually be my first World Games, which I'm really excited about. I've done 2 Europeans and a Paralympics so far, so to get to go to a World Equestrian Games will be fantastic. I think that I'm pretty good at pressure, and I actually think I quite enjoy a bit of pressure, and so does he. And do you know what, we're just going to go and do our best. That's all we can do. He's feeling great, I'm feeling great, and if it all comes together on the day, then I know that we're capable of great things. So we've just got to go and do our best and see what happens.